there, it's Carolyn with Carolyn's RV Life. I shot a video earlier today, off the cuff, as I often do, with the goal of an intention of helping people. That's pretty much, yeah. I just really wanted to help people and kind of spread awareness about what's going on with coronavirus, but I misspoke a lot. I didn't fact check because I was speaking off the cuff, and I realized that I had a couple of inaccuracies. I made a couple of mistakes in the video, and I don't want to be another person out here spreading misinformation. So I'm shooting this intro to the video, and I'm going to edit out the misinformation parts about the video, and then I'm going to upload it. But in case, I think it's gotten like 1,700 views, in case you did see the video, let me tell you what I'm going to correct. Number one, as many of you pointed out, antibacterial soap does not help a virus. That's a really good point. You know, it's funny when you think about how we translate information in our heads. I hear wash your hands all the time, hand sanitizers getting sold out. So in my little brain, I think, okay, hand sanitizer, antibacterial, you need to wash your hands with antibacterial soap, but you don't. You just need to wash your hands. So that was mistake number one. The second mistake is I talked a lot about how the response to coronavirus in our country has been not optimal, and how maybe panic is spread because of a lack of leadership. And I said a couple things that weren't true, so I want to clarify. What I said is that the current administration gutted the CDC. That is not true. The CDC has not been gutted. But what did happen, and this is Vox.com, and I've seen it in other, at least half a dozen other resources, but this is the most concise, is that the failure to respond to the coronavirus pandemic didn't begin with the administration's inability to send out millions of test kits experts say are needed to tackle the crisis. It didn't start with the bungled messaging downplaying the crisis even as it worsened. It began in April of 2018, more than a year and a half before the SARS-CoV-2 virus and the disease it causes. The administration, with John Bolton newly at the helm of the White House National Security Council, began dismantling the team in charge of pandemic response, firing its leadership and disbanding the team in spring of 2018. The cuts, coupled with the administration's repeated calls to cut the budget for the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, CDC, and other public health agencies, made it clear that the Trump administration wasn't prioritizing the federal government's ability to respond to disease outbreaks. The lack of attention to preparedness, experts say, help explain why this administration has botched its response to the coronavirus epidemic. So that is what I have been hearing, basically, that actions were taken by the current administration that have weakened our response to this epidemic. And I misspoke, said that he gutted the CDC. That's not true. He keeps trying to, that will cut the budget for the CDC, but they haven't passed Congress yet, so that's not true. So I just wanted to clarify that, okay? I think those are the two biggest things that I flubbered on. There's probably more. You're not going to agree with me. A lot of people are not agreeing with me, saying that it has nothing to do with politics. Of course, unless it's Obama or Hillary, and then it has everything to do with politics. And I'm not going to apologize for that because it's true. So with those corrections, I want to help. Let's watch the video. Hey friendlies, I'm Carolyn and welcome back to my RV life. There have been a lot of questions about what the coronavirus or COVID-19 means for nomads, people who live in their RVs full time, whether boondocking or RV parks or in public lands. And so I wanted to shoot this video today because I've seen a lot of comments and a lot of emails. And so I just wanted to share my thoughts on it and some advice and some resources with some nomads, especially nomads who are on the road and might be a little worried or maybe even panicking, or maybe you need help and you don't know what to do, you don't know where to go for information. I want to help you with that. And so that's why I'm shooting this video today. So So everybody knows what coronavirus is by now, I think, right? It's a strain of a virus that is making people sick and causing deaths among those who are most vulnerable in our society, those with weakened immune systems due to illness, the elderly. And I think from what I've seen so far, I mean, we had the H1N1 virus in 2009, and there was a lot of concern around that too. 12,000 Americans died. 12,000 Americans died during the H1N1 outbreak in 2009. But I don't remember the panic that I'm seeing now, and I'm not really sure why. I have a theory. I think it's because we don't have strong leadership around this right now, and I think that I think people are uncertain because it took so long for our health organizations and our government to respond. There aren't test kits available. Information has been spotty and confusing. And I think that that's part of the reason I think that's part of the reason people are panicking, to be honest with you. I think that H1N1 was contained relatively quickly. 12,000 people died though, but it was addressed immediately. Resources were put out to the public immediately. We had the CDC, which is the Center for Disease Control, on top of it, reacting immediately to mitigate anything that might turn into a pandemic. We haven't seen that with the coronavirus so far. And so with that said, a lot of people are asking me, is this an overreaction? Is it an overreaction to close bars and restaurants and to, be wiping the shelves clean of toilet paper and hand sanitizer? And I don't have the answer for that. But what I think is that it's better to err on the side of caution in this case. You know me, I'm not an alarmist. I tend to think that worst case scenario is not usually what's going to happen. But I think that given where we are in the country right now with what we have to work with, I think there is cause to be more careful, extra careful, take the extra precautions that we're taking in order to make sure Americans are safe. And so what does that mean for you as a nomad? Does that mean you should worry? I think that as a nomad, I think that we are better positioned than most people in American society for staying safe ourselves, because especially those of us who boondock, I don't know about you, but I boondock by stocking up and going out and living away from people as long as I can until I need to stock up again. So not everybody can do that though. And so that's part of the reason I wanted to make the video today. If you are an older person who is living in an RV or a car or a van or a school bus or whatever, if you are a nomad, you're an older person, if you're sick, if your immune system is weakened and you are scared to death about going into town because you don't know if you're going to contract the virus, if you're afraid you might get coronavirus or COVID-19 and you're running out of supplies, I want to help you. And there's a couple of ways I want to try to help you. This is for anybody, any nomad across the country. Write to me at CarolynsRVLIFE@gmail.com. If you need supplies, I will do my best to find people who can bring you supplies. Okay? I'm not like a magic. I will do my best. But I have a platform here where I've got hundreds of thousands of followers between here and Facebook and Twitter. And so I have a network that I can use to ask people if they might be able to help you. And I want to do that for you. So if you're an older nomad, if you're sick, if you are afraid that going into town could jeopardize your health, but you need supplies, I want you to email me and I will do my best to put you in touch with someone who can volunteer to bring you what you need, okay? So the other part of that, number 2, is if you can't afford supplies, if you need whatever you need. If you need food, if you need hand sanitizer, I want to help you pay for that. So I'm not rich, so if I get 1,000 people who need food, I can't guarantee I'm going to be able to help everybody, but I want to do what I can to help you, okay? If you can't afford supplies, if you can't get into town to get supplies, if you're running out of food, whatever it is, please contact me. I'm going to utilize my network of people, the platform that I have here, to try to get you help, okay? One more thing, I'm getting emails already from people who want to volunteer help get supplies to people who need them, and I've already got an email from someone who might need some help. So keep those emails coming if you are anywhere in the country, and yeah, I think probably in the country, and you want to help get supplies to somebody who needs them, email me and let me know. And I think what I'm going to end up doing is coordinating people in different states with people in need. So awesome. Thank you all so much for emailing me, and keep them coming. So with that said, I want to talk about some of the resources that are available to all of us to help us understand this virus, what it means to our health, how to stay safe, what the symptoms are, how to get tested, and how to get the help that we might need, okay? So again, this virus, like H1N1, like the flu, like everything, like a lot of the other ones that we've seen, are particularly dangerous to those who are vulnerable. And so that's the elderly, weakened immune systems. But that doesn't mean just because you're healthy that business as usual is the right thing to do, because we can contract it without knowing it and spread it. So it's like, you know, thousands of people who are healthy, completely healthy, carrying the virus, but we don't know it, coming in contact with people who are more vulnerable and who might contract it. So while it's easy to say this is blown out of proportion, I'm healthy, I don't have to worry about it. Yeah, great, I don't have to worry about it, but what about, you know, the person that I might come in contact who has a weakened immune system? Of course, most of those people are self-quarantining. So a couple of the resources that I have found that I want to share with you that have been really helpful for helping me understand coronavirus and COVID-19 a little bit better. The first one is the World Health Organization, and I'm looking at their website now. World Health Organization, it's WHO.int, and I'm going to put a link in the video description so that you can check it out. That is a worldwide organization, and I have found they have the very best information about coronavirus and COVID-19. Of course, it's an international organization, so they're not going to have United States specific information on how to get tested and stuff like that. I'll get to that in a minute. I love this website. I'm actually going to post some of the things I found on this website on my social media, Facebook, Twitter. They've got how to protect yourself. They've got country and technical guidance. They've got questions, you know, frequently asked questions, travel advice, situation reports. They've also got a Mythbusters. Where did it go? They've got a Mythbusters thing. Where did it go? I don't know, with graphics with different Mythbusters, like if I spray myself with bleach or hand sanitizer, can I prevent the virus? No, you can't. If I take a hot bath, can I prevent getting sick? No, you can't. So those are some of the Mythbusters on the World Health Organization, as well as just a ton of other resources. The reason I think the World Health Organization website is so good is because that's what they do. They're funded. They're there for emergencies. They were prepared for this. You can also go to the CDC, which is the Center for Disease Control and Prevention, which is a United States website. So if you want specific information about how to get tested in the United States, where to go, this also talks about symptoms, and the symptoms, in case you don't know, of coronavirus or COVID-19 are fever, cough, and shortness of breath. So if you're experiencing any of those things, they recommend that you contact there's information on the CDC website for what to do if you're sick. They recommend if you're feeling any of these symptoms to call your doctor. And if you don't have a doctor, you can contact your local health department. You can also contact an urgent care center near you, any urgent care center. Oftentimes they'll work with you even if you don't have insurance on a sliding scale, but call first. They did recommend that if you think you have the symptoms of coronavirus or COVID-19, that you call before going anywhere. They don't want you sitting in a waiting room, possibly infecting other people if you do have the virus. So Call first your local health, call first your doctor if you have a primary care doctor. If you don't have a primary care doctor, call your local health department wherever you are and ask them what you should do, and most likely they'll be able to lead you in the right direction. The third option, and I think it should be the last option, is to call your call your local urgent care center or hospital emergency room and ask them what you should do. Okay. So I talked about the symptoms of COVID-19 or coronavirus, and that's fever, cough, shortness of breath. But there are some very critical emergency signs that you've contracted the virus that are like you need to act right away if you have any of these symptoms. Difficulty breathing or shortness of breath, like to the point where you just can't catch your breath. Persistent pain or pressure in your chest. If you're like feeling confused, more confused than usual, you know, new confusion they're calling it, or inability to arouse, or if you have bluish lips or face. My face blue. Those are very, I shouldn't be joking, but I'm actually looking at the camera. The lighting is actually, just as I said that, I'm like, my face looks kind of blue. But this is not an inclusive list. If you're experiencing any of these symptoms, it's important to contact somebody right away to find out if you might have contracted the virus. And again, don't just show up at an emergency room. You need to call first your doctor. If you don't have a doctor, your local health department or an urgent care or a hospital emergency, and just call ahead of time, okay? And somebody will help you. So those are the symptoms of what to look for. Again, I think as nomads, we're probably in a much better position than most people because we're already kind of self-quarantined, right, in our RVs and not going into town unless we absolutely have to. So you know me, I'm not like the sky is falling, Chicken Little, oh my God, we need to worry about every little thing. You know, I'm not an alarmist by any means, but I have been taking precautions that I don't normally take and that I wouldn't normally take. And it's not because I'm worried about me. I'm very healthy. I don't get the flu. I can't even remember the last time I've been sick. I get little things here and there. My thing is migraines. I think everything for me manifests into migraines. But so I'm not worried about me. I am worried about the other people in our society. I don't want to risk contracting it and not knowing it and passing it along to someone else. So again, while we might feel that this is an overreaction and I'm healthy, you know, me, rugged individualism that seems to be rampant, but very strange in our society. Anyway, we need to think about the greater good, that if we do continue on business as usual and those of us who are healthy continue to or start to carry the virus, we're going to see hundreds of thousands, tens of thousands of deaths. And so some of the precautions I've been taking to make sure when I'm out in public, I do wash my hands frequently. After I touch the gas pump, after I touch a grocery cart, I make sure that if I do have a runny nose, it's been cold here, I have allergies, so my nose is running a little bit, that I'm not like, you know, putting my hands in my face and then touching other things. I'm really trying to be careful that I'm just not spreading my germs. So nomads, I think we're probably safer than everybody else, and just continue to avoid society. No problem, right? For most of us, it's like, okay, ooh, I get permission now. I'm not going to be called a weirdo for being a hermit. But again, I want to say that if you are sick or elderly or anybody who is vulnerable and you are worried about going into town and you need supplies, contact me and I will try to help find somebody who can bring you supplies. Or if you can't pay for the things that you need, anybody, you know what, if you need help, let me know and I'll do what I can to try to help you, okay? But especially older, vulnerable nomads, maybe you're not working as much right now because of this or whatever, let me know and I will help you buy supplies, food, and medicine or whatever it is that you need, okay? So contact me at CarolynsRVLife@gmail.com. I will do my best to get you what you need. I'm depending on the response. I'm like, you know, I'll do it myself or I'll find other people and I'll recruit people. If I get thousands of inquiries, I don't think I'll get that many, but I want to try to help everybody who needs it. So please reach out to me. That's what I'm here for, okay? I think I covered everything, and I hope you're safe. I hope you're doing well. I'm trying to think if there was something else. This is the second time shooting this video, so I'm trying to think, because the first time I had lotion on my face, and it was like this big blob of lotion that I hadn't rubbed in. And I'm like, yeah. So I had to reshoot it because it was just weird looking. But anyway, avoid public if you can. If you need help, contact me. Okay, if you have any questions, contact me. I hope that this was helpful, informative. Again, I'm going to put the links to my favorite resources. The media is freaking out about this right now. Freaking out, I don't know, or just trying to provide a public service. They're trying to help, but there can be some mixed messages and some confusing information by going to news sources. So go to CDC and go to the World Health Organization website. You're going directly to the source of what I think is really the best information on this, but especially the World Health Organization. For just general information, and then CDC for what's going on in the country, where you can get tested, etc. So, okay. Thank you all so much for being here with me. I appreciate each and every one of you. I've been on YouTube 3 years now. I've been on the road 4 years, and I love being able to use my platform for good. Which is excited that hopefully I can help some people today by reaching out to the people who follow me and watch me, and see if we can do some good and help those who need the help that they yeah. I haven't eaten yet and I've had coffee. So I just want to thank everybody who has been with me and who is with me and who takes the time to leave thoughtful, helpful, supportive, empathetic comments. Your moral support over the years has meant the world to me. I did a post this week, again, just reminding people about Patreon and the extra benefits that they get for joining. And every time I do that, I get people who are apologetic that they can't join. Those people, most of the time, who are apologetic that they can't join, I know you because I see your name on almost every video, and you are lending me kind, supportive comments. You have been my moral support. Yeah, I need to make a living because I do this full time, but I would not have been able to keep going if it wasn't for the moral support and the encouragement that I get from you, okay? So, you know, while, yeah, it's important that I be able to put food on the table, if it wasn't for the moral support of being on YouTube, I wouldn't be here. So I can't put a price on that. And I want to thank you, okay? And you're as important as anybody else. Everybody here has helped me. Everybody. It's a community effort here helping me to continue to make videos and to not have to pull back on videos to do another job. So thank you all so much. Oh, that's the other thing I wanted to talk about. I did a poll recently on the community tab on YouTube. I got 1.2 million, I got 1,200 people responded to the poll. I wanted to know how people are reacting to coronavirus, and 17% of those polled said that they are self-quarantining. 71% said that they are going about life and just being more careful. So again, going about life and being more careful, I hope that that means that we're being mindful about the fact that we could be carrying the virus without having symptoms to vulnerable people. And that there's a lot of panic right now, I think, because we're unsure, because we don't know, because I think we don't have the leadership to be able to tell us honestly and being forthright about what's really going on, and being able to provide the tests and things, because certain agencies have been gutted. And I think that that's really creating just a lot of the panic. And what can happen is we can see an exponential growth in people who have contracted the disease, people who die from the disease. And that's why it's really important for us all to take part in this and think about the common good, because we don't know. I think that's where we're at. We just don't know, because we don't have faith in our system right now to be able to tell us, is it growing? Is it not growing? You know, I don't know. That's where we're at. So I'm going to also try to maybe put up some more videos this week for those of you who are maybe quarantining and you might be kind of bored. You want something to do. I thought, oh, I'm going to do a video a day for 2 weeks so that everybody has something to watch, you know, for 2 weeks. And then I was like, there's no way I'm going to be able to do a video a day. Even if I try to cut back on editing time, I know myself. I just can't. I just can't put out what I feel is a half-assed product. And I'm going to try, though. I'll try to put out some more videos. All right. This is long. And I just wanted to give you information about coronavirus and COVID-19 for nomads to help you maybe sort through some of the muck and the mire and the muck that you're seeing. And if you have any questions, if you need help, contact me at CarolynsRVLIFE@gmail.com. Resources in the description below. I appreciate everybody who is here on this journey with me, and I'll see you soon. Be happy, be healthy, be free, be kind, be free, but be kind, and think about the greater good. I'll see you soon.